Oh no, the sky is falling, everything is going to be awful, and the Chiefs are going to return to suck. Or it's just another journalist trying to be edgy and say something not to be right, but to get attention. But it is an idea that I want to look at, so I figured we would make a video about it and talk some things out. In an article titled 10 Bold NFL Predictions for 2025 Breakout Team Top Rookie QB MVP Super Bowl from Fox Sports by Eric Williams, we get the following. The Philadelphia Eagles dominating the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl licks was a stunning end to an entertaining NFL season. The lopsided loss denied Patrick Mahomes an opportunity at three-peat history, and Nick Sirianni quieted doubters by hoisting the Lombardi Trophy in his fourth season as head coach of the Eagles. With the Super Bowl in the rearview mirror, it's time to look forward. The Combine starts at the end of the month, followed by free agency in mid-March, and the NFL Draft from April 24th to 26th. This is a list of there we go. A list of ideas, a list of predictions for the 2025 season listed in this list of half-hearted, half-brained mal-attempts at predictions. Number 2 on the entire list, Chiefs missed the playoffs in 2025, whatever could be the reason. Now, I want to point out beforehand, we're not saying the Chiefs won't get to the Super Bowl. Okay, well, everybody gets their pick. We're not saying the Chiefs won't return to the AFC Championship game for the 8th consecutive season. Well, it'd be difficult. You wouldn't bet on them to get to the 7th one, right? Almost no one would outside of Kansas City. They're not saying the Kansas City Chiefs won't win. The article isn't saying the Kansas City Chiefs won't win the AFC West for the 10th consecutive years. Is that correct? No, the article is stating that the Kansas City Chiefs won't make the playoffs, reasoning thusly. Kansas City's weaknesses were exposed during the team's embarrassing loss to the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Specifically, the Chiefs failed to protect their most important asset in Patrick Mahomes. Expect Kansas City's chief rivals, the Buffalo Bills, Baltimore Ravens, and Cincinnati Bengals, to use Philadelphia's blueprint to attempt to do the same thing next season. Maybe you're seeing a flaw. The Eagles put together one of the best defensive fronts, if not the best defensive front in the NFL, and had an all-timer of a team. It seems we will remember them that way. The Kansas City Chiefs last season, if it were so easy, would have lost more than 2 games. But the Kansas City Chiefs, even though it was supposedly so easy, only lost 2 games in the regular season. Allegedly, there was one more. The article continues, also, the Chiefs have won the AFC West 9 straight times. But with heavyweight coaches like Jim Harbaugh, Sean Payton, and now Pete Carroll in the division, the road to the playoffs will get much harder for the Chiefs. They'll suffer a Super Bowl hangover and miss the postseason for the first time since 2015. Now, obviously, I am going to disagree wholeheartedly with the article, but it's not enough to just say he works for Fox Sports, Mr. Eric Williams, and probably he's a dum-dum. I don't want to say that. That is not a proper argument. Let's start with the most simple building block for a retort here. Let's look at the opponents for next season as they stand. Remember, it probably takes 10 wins to make the playoffs. That's kind of the measuring stick at the beginning of the season for where you want to be. Now, we have a breakup here of home and away games. I'm going to go ahead and highlight in yellow the wins and in red the losses. Remember, these are all projections. we're going to say the Kansas City Chiefs don't go 6-0 in the division. It's difficult to do, but I will say they'll go 4-2. We'll say they win all of the home games. And yes, Pete Carroll is the coach for the Las Vegas Raiders, but they were 4-13 last year. I do think Pete Carroll is a good coach, but it's difficult to make a turnaround that fast. I will pick the Chiefs to win against the Raiders at home and on the road next season. We will go ahead and mark the away Broncos and away Chargers as losses. We will go back to the home slate now. Baltimore Ravens. Yes, they were 12-5 last season. I don't care. The Kansas City Chiefs will beat them. The Detroit Lions, the same record as the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's go conservative and say they lose it. We're going to go ahead and predict a loss to the... Now, personally, I'm predicting a win against both the Lions and the Texans, but we're going to play devil's advocate here. We're going to say a loss to the Texans. We'll say they beat the Colts. We'll say they repeat their loss to the Eagles. So, one game left on the home docket, the Washington Commanders. Now, I'm going to be as fair as possible here, and we will allow the Washington Commanders a little bit of leeway and say that they earned everything they had last season. I think that's mostly true. They have a breakout quarterback playing for them. But guys, what happened to CJ Stroud in his sophomore campaign? Didn't stink, but he took a couple steps back. We're going to mark this as a win, home field advantage for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, the away slate here. Let's play conservative. Let's say the Chiefs, the Bills do figure out how to be the Philadelphia Eagles and they beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the regular season again, the Chiefs on the road. Okay. Dallas Cowboys. I got to be frank, I mean, a 7-10 record, I don't know exactly much about the Cowboys. Do you trust Dak Prescott over a return to Texas for Patrick Mahomes playing on that big field in that big stadium? I'm going to say the Chiefs win. Jacksonville Jaguars, New York Giants, Tennessee Titans. I'm just going to go ahead and pencil in the wins there. What does that put them at? 3, 4, 5, 6 losses, 11-6 on the season. That is as simple as it is to make the play. And we basically said that the Kansas City Chiefs will lose every questionable game with the exception of the Baltimore Ravens. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid seem to have the Ravens' number. I'm going to suggest that that continues without winning anything crazy, without taking down the Lions, without taking down even the Texans, who were 10-7 last season, and the Kansas City Chiefs beat them twice, without taking out either of those teams. The Kansas City Chiefs still find their way to 11 wins. Maybe things go terrible for the Kansas City Chiefs. Maybe it is an utter collapse. Maybe that happens. You're not going to catch me forecasting that because we haven't seen it while Patrick Mahomes has been the quarterback for these Kansas City Chiefs. The last time the Kansas City Chiefs, the last time Patrick Mahomes, the last time Andy Reid, the last time Brett Veach were embarrassed in a Super Bowl, they responded with one of the all-time drafts this franchise has ever known. And guys, I think that that's going, something similar to that is going to happen again. The Kansas City Chiefs have a first rounder, a second rounder, and 2 third-rounders, including one of, if not, I still have to look into that, I apologize, one of, if not the first pick in the 3rd round. So am I projecting that the Kansas City Chiefs will miss the playoffs in 2025? Indeed, I am not. That is all I have for this video. If you like or appreciate what it is that I do here, hitting the like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other Kansas City Chiefs fans. If you find yourself here by chance but not design, the Chiefs are the only thing I talk about on this channel, dropping multiple videos every single week. We're coming up on 2 consecutive years of daily Chiefs uploads. So consider hitting the subscribe button to stick around for more Chiefs in the future. And as always, I hope to have you back for the next one.